Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so tax season is rolling around again, and for a lot of us, that means just one thing, a whole lot of confusion. But today, we're going to change that. We're going to completely demystify the Indian income tax process for the financial year 2025-26. My goal? By the time we're done here, you'll be filing with confidence, not that usual tax time anxiety.
Yeah, does this sound familiar? That feeling when you even think about filing your taxes and your head just starts spinning? You hear people talking about the new regime versus the old regime, and then boom, you're hit with a list of 7 different forms that all kind of look the same. It's a super common feeling, trust me. But don't worry, we're about to make all of that crystal clear.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the biggest decision you have to make, the new versus the old tax regime. Then, we'll navigate that maze of ITR forms and pinpoint the exact one you need. After that, I'll walk you step by step through filing the most common form, ITR1, and we'll wrap it all up with a super simple checklist so you know you're good to go.
All right, let's dive right in. First up is the big one, probably the most fundamental choice you'll make all tax season: which tax regime to follow. And this isn't a small decision, you know? It can seriously change how much tax you end up paying. So let's break down exactly what you need to think about.
Okay, so when you boil it all down, it's really just a simple trade-off. Think of it like this. On one hand, you've got the new regime. This is now the default option, by the way. It tempts you with lower tax rates. But, and it's a big but, there's a catch. You have to give up most of those popular deductions. On the other hand, there's the old regime. The tax rates look higher, but it rewards you for things like saving and investing by letting you claim a whole bunch of tax breaks.
So, let's take a look at the new regime's tax slabs. See how the rates climb? It's in smaller, more gradual steps. You go from 0 to 5% to 10 and so on. This simple, straightforward structure can be a huge win if you don't have a ton of investments or expenses to claim as deductions.
Now, let's switch gears and look at the old regime. Whoa, see the difference? The jumps are way steeper. You leap from a 5% bracket straight into a 20% bracket. And that right there is exactly why deductions become so incredibly powerful here. Things like your insurance, your home loan, your investments, they all work to lower your taxable income and maybe, just maybe, keep you out of that much higher tax bracket.
So here's the bottom line. You have to look at your own financial situation. Do you have significant investments, like in your PF or tax-saving mutual funds? Are you paying for medical insurance? Do you have a home loan or claim HRA? If you're nodding along to these, then the old regime could actually save you more money, even with those higher rates. The new regime, on the other hand, is much more restrictive. You pretty much just get the standard deduction and your employer's NPS contribution.
Okay, awesome. So you've weighed the pros and cons, and hopefully you have a tax regime in mind. Now we move on to the next piece of the puzzle, picking the right income tax return form, or as you'll see it, the ITR form.
And believe it or not, the Income Tax Department has 7. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different forms. Now this is where a lot of people get bogged down and confused. And yeah, choosing the wrong one can cause delays, but trust me, it's way simpler than it sounds once you know what each one is for.
The best way to think about these forms is like different buckets for different types of people. You've got ITR 1 and 4, which are really for the straightforward, simple cases. Then there's ITR 2 and 3, which handle more complex stuff for individuals. And the rest, those are for businesses, firms, and trusts. The only thing you need to worry about is matching your income sources to the right bucket.
But here's the good news. For most of us, especially salaried folks and first-time filers, the choice is usually really simple. If your total income is under 50 lakh rupees and it's coming from your salary, maybe one house property and some other sources like interest, then ITR 1, which they call Sahaj, is your ticket. That's the one.
Perfect. So you know your regime, you know your form. Now let's get our hands dirty and get practical. We're going to walk through the actual process of filing your ITR 1 online, right on the official e-filing portal. Okay, so getting started is really just a few simple steps. You're going to log in with your PAN and password, click your way over to the filing section, and basically just tell the system, hey, I'm filing ITR 1 online for this year. It's literally just a few clicks to get to the main event.
Now this is where it gets good. The portal actually does most of the heavy lifting for you. It pre-fills a ton of your information from your employer, your bank, all of that. So your job isn't to be a data entry expert, it's just to be a reviewer. You'll just go through each section, your personal info, your income, your deductions, and just confirm that it's all correct. Oh, and this is also the exact spot where you'll officially tell the system if you're choosing the old regime. You are on the home stretch now. Once you've confirmed all those sections, the system gives you a final summary to look over one last time. If it turns out you owe any tax, you can pay it right then and there. Then, after a quick automatic error check, it's time for the final, and I mean the most critical, step: verification.
And listen, I really cannot stress this enough. The portal itself is super clear about this. An unverified return is the same as an unfiled return. It's like you did nothing at all. So whatever you do, do not skip this step. The absolute easiest way to do it is to e-verify with the OTP they send to your Aadhaar-linked mobile. It's instant, it's paperless, and boom, your filing is complete.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's do a quick final checklist. Think of this as the prep work you do before you even log in. Getting these few things in order first will make the whole experience go so much smoother.
All right, 3 quick things. Number 1, make sure your PAN is linked with your Aadhaar. That's a must. Number 2, double-check that you have a valid mobile number linked to that Aadhaar, because that's where your verification OTP is going to go. And number 3, make sure at least one of your bank accounts is pre-validated on the portal. This is non-negotiable if you're hoping to get a refund. Seriously, taking 5 minutes to check these 3 things will save you from so many potential headaches later.
And there you have it, a clear path right through the whole tax filing process. From choosing your regime all the way to verifying your return, you now have the tools you need to take control of your finances with real confidence. So, you're all prepared now. The real question is, what's your biggest tax question for next year?